Breaking the ceiling, why the permission gap is holding your QS consultancy back. Introduction, the invisible barrier to growth. Many seasoned quantity surveyor QS consultants face a frustrating paradox. They possess deep technical expertise, decades of experience, and a portfolio of successfully delivered major projects, yet their business growth hits an inexplicable plateau. They find themselves underpaid and overworked, unable to translate their proven skills into proportional commercial success. The reason for this stagnation is often an invisible barrier, an internal hurdle far more challenging than any market condition: the permission gap. This is the self-imposed hesitation to make critical business decisions, to raise fees, to specialize, to lead, without seeking validation from an external source that will never arrive. This article dissects this limiting mindset, exploring its corporate origins and its destructive impact on a consultancy. This article provides the framework to dismantle that mindset and replace the deference of an employee with the authority of a founder. 1. The diagnosis, the corporate conditioning holding you hostage. To overcome the permission gap, we must first understand its roots, the very conditioning that creates an excellent corporate QS. Being measured, sensible, and meticulously risk-averse becomes a significant liability when you are at the helm of your own consultancy. In a corporate structure, you are trained to follow the rules, seek approvals, and avoid unnecessary risk. This mindset is rewarded with stability. In the entrepreneurial world of consulting, that same mindset stifles growth, innovation, and profitability. It creates a core conflict between the skills that made you a great surveyor and the decisiveness required to be a successful founder. This conditioning manifests as a futile search for approval from an audience that has no stake in your success. You hesitate, waiting for a green light that will never come. The false jury, seeking validation in the wrong places. This self-doubt leads consultants to subconsciously seek permission from irrelevant groups, a false jury whose verdict is meaningless. Old colleagues, their career success is tied to corporate stability and risk mitigation, whereas your success as a founder depends on calculated risk and decisive growth initiatives. Their validation is fundamentally misaligned with your objectives. Former managers, their role was to manage your performance within a rigid hierarchy designed to deliver predictable corporate outcomes. They are not equipped to validate entrepreneurial strategy, which requires a completely different risk, appetite, and vision. Clients who don't value your work. Seeking validation from low-value clients who consistently dispute fees or undervalue your strategic input is corporate conditioning at its worst. Your business grows by serving those who respect your value, not by appeasing those who drain your resources. Competitors. Their validation is a direct conflict of interest. Your bold moves create market pressure they must react to. Expecting them to endorse your strategy is illogical. Their silence or opposition is a far better indicator of a correct move. People whose opinions don't matter. This broad category includes anyone, online or offline, who lacks the context, experience, or stake in your business to offer a meaningful perspective. Their opinions are noise, not data. The irony is profound. You might be MRX, you might have 15 plus years experience, you might have delivered major projects, but you still hesitate. This hesitation is a ghost of your past conditioning. Acknowledging it is the first critical step toward taking decisive, independent action. 2. The prescription, granting yourself permission to lead. Breaking free from the permission gap is not a simple choice. It is the core strategic pivot required for sustainable business growth. Real progress begins the moment the consultant stops waiting and starts deciding. This shift requires a conscious and deliberate act of self-permission across every facet of the business. Growth is not granted by others, it is a result of the permissions you grant yourself. Here is the manifesto for your next level of success. Permission to own your value, raise your prices, and stop serving low-value clients. This is not just about earning more, it is a direct lever for improving profitability and cash flow. Higher margins provide the capital to reinvest in systems, marketing, and talent, creating a cycle of sustainable growth rather than a struggle for survival. Permission to define your expertise, specialize, and niche down to become a sought-after authority. Generalists compete on price in a crowded market. Specialists command premium fees by solving specific high-value problems. This move is a strategic decision to exit the commodity trap and build a defensible market position with higher client impact and greater profitability. Permission to shape your narrative. Speak boldly about what you do and show up online to build visibility. Waiting to be discovered is not a strategy. Actively building a public profile establishes you as a thought leader, which directly fuels your client pipeline, lowers acquisition costs, and builds intangible brand equity that competitors cannot easily replicate. Permission to become the authority. Lead, don't follow. Stop waiting for validation and start setting the standard. This is the ultimate permission to trust your own expertise to guide the market. It attracts the best clients, those seeking a leader, not a vendor, and allows you to dictate the terms of engagement, innovate service offerings, and define your industry's future. Executing these actions represents a fundamental shift in your business model. It is the evolution from a time for money technician delivering a service to a high leverage business owner whose primary role is making strategic decisions that drive enterprise value. 3, conclusion, closing the gap between waiting and winning. The permission gap is the most significant ceiling on a QS consultant's potential, but it is a ceiling of your own making. It is the lingering echo of a corporate past that has no place in your entrepreneurial future. Because it is self-imposed, it can be dismantled by a simple, powerful act, the decision to lead. The central truth for every consultant feeling stuck is this: nobody is coming to validate your next move. Nobody is coming to tell you you're ready. The validation you seek must come from within. Your experience, your qualifications, and your track record are all the permission you need. Stop waiting for validation. Your experience is your mandate. Lead your business.